Final confirmation. Can you hear me? Drop 111 in the chat. Okay. Good evening once again, everybody. You're welcome to today's backtesting session. It's going to be a very short one. Why? We just have a very short history of C300. We are looking at C crash 300 tonight. And before I proceed, I want to say nice something. Um, I think in the course of a weekend, I got um, two DMs. One guy came to appreciate, and then how that he was able to do $500 to $2,000 money concept. And the other guy, still on feedback, came to meet me and said, "Hey, has been in his account and he has been funding and funding and all." And when I got the two feedback, I think the emotional number one got me thinking because I'm a very critical thinker. Got me thinking that okay, what's the difference between these two guys? They are being exposed to the same level of information. Uh, they are being exposed to the same backtesting session. They are being exposed to the same videos. Like it's not that there is a secret mentorship group somewhere. They are being exposed to the same quality type of information, but they have a different result. So I asked the guy, I asked the two of them, which they did, and then I realized that the guy that moved $500 to 2K plus actually had more losses than the guy that blew his account. I think he funded $800 or so, and then the guy that moved $500 to 2K had more loss than the guy that moved 800 to zero minus $1. And then I looked at the consistency of the loss, and I realized that the guy that funded um $500 was making loss of $15 to $20, $15 to $20, 15, 16, 19.8, 20. His losses were within that range. And the guy that blew his account, that moved his account from $800 to minus $1, he wasn't having a consistent loss. He will have minus 50 today. That same day, he may have plus 60. That same day, we have minus 80. That kind of movement. And then I was trying to explain and tell the guy that did you watch this session? And he said he did. And I asked him to go and watch the video again. And I've not heard from the guy till now. And actually, the guy is on this call. I can see him is on this call. Now, let me tell you guys something. Uh, it's not your skill that sustains you in this market. It's not only your skill that sustains you in this market. It is your skill plus your psychological balance plus your risk management. Risk management. Risk management. Let me say it again. Risk management. How can you be managing account of $8 and making loss of $50? You are making loss just one $50, the next one $80. You will make another profit of $60. Anything that is not consistent will never grow. Anything that is not consistent will never, never grow. Ah, if I show you my losses, I make losses too. Thank God I usually share it on the group. I make losses too. You know that I don't make losses. So one way should take care of about 4 to 5 losses and still will give you change. That is what keeps you in this business. Yes, we chase mass money, but market can decide to do whatever it wants to do. If I showed you Pepe, I was looking for a retest and a break of the liquidity. The guy didn't break any liquidity and then the guy moved on. I wasn't part of this last bullish move. But of course, that's market for you. We only think market will always do whatever it wants to do. You don't control the market, no matter how much you are trading. You don't control the market. You don't. Market will always do its thing every time. Now, if you are not intentional about the amount of your capital you expose to the market, then you really know what you're doing. I mean, you really don't know what you're doing. I was really angry, like, okay, this $800 now, that's almost 600. Let me even calculate it. It's not to fund $800 now. I fund at the rate of 610. That's 488,000 naira. You just blow 488,000 naira in within 2 weeks. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Following the template I gave you in the psychological video, you don't risk more than 0.5% of your account. 10% of $800 is $80. 1% is $8. 0.5% is $4. Can't you risk for? I don't know, maybe it's the vibe of managing that kind of account that just makes people take irrational decisions anyhow. Can't you risk $4 with your $800 account? Is it that you find it difficult at most risk 1% and let market give you 100 chances to prove your worth? But if you are risking 1.5%, you have 200 chances, guys. You have 200 chances to blow that account. I don't even think going of account should be trying to anybody's dictionary in this group. I don't think so. We shouldn't be hearing I do my account again. With everything we've been learning. Come on, guys. Come on. The last few 5K I took, which happened to be my last, okay, I took silver this morning. I wanted to close my toolbar to share my screen, only for me to realize that I closed the trade. Very, very painful, and it's still selling till now. My target on that silver, I was risking 0.5. Let me just use one. I was risking 1 to 8%. So if that trade ETP, that means I have 8 chances of getting stopped out, apart from my capital, my equity. Now, I want you to trade with peace of mind. I want you to trade with, I want you to trade with full confidence that whatever happens to this trade, it will happen. Only 0.5. If you know that you are losing just $4 out of $800. If you see 5 opportunities, who should take it? You take it now. If you have 5 PO highs and you don't have time to sit with your trade, would you set your limit on the 5 PO highs and leave your trade? You will surely do that. Because you know you are risking little of your account to get much. Why do you think MSF is, how many percent is MSF requesting for? Can someone remind me? I've forgotten. How many percent is MSF requesting for? Please type it in the group if you know it. MFF. My forest fund. How many percent? Huh?
For phase 1, I think it's just 8% or 5%.
Okay, guys, 8%.
5% daily drawdown.
5% daily drawdown. 8% target, right? Once you meet 8%, you qualify for that phase, right?
Yes, sir.
You can imagine that. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Why do you think a big brokerage company like that will be requesting for 8% for you to meet your target because they're not expecting you to risk all of your account. Like the thing is even pay limited. They're not expecting you to risk all of your account. 5% daily drawdown. Meaning if you are risking 0.5%, you will be stopped out how many times? 10 times in a day to get disqualified. If you are getting stopped 10 times in a day, and then none of your trades each want to trade or want to pull out of the 10 times, then something is wrong. Then something is wrong. Can you see that we are the one doing ourselves in this game? It's a game of probability, but it tries the knowledge and psychological balance. One of the things that will make you mentally balanced is not exposing much of your capital to the market. There are people out there siphon that they are ready to siphon your money. Oh. Your stop loss is another person's CPO. Like it's really painful. $800 gone. I mean gone, just like that. If you give me that 800, if you give me that for $48 now, I will add it to my bank money. I can just go and throw $400 there, $800 in the cash like that. Okay. That's really unfair. That's really unfair. If you are taking $75,000 account account challenge, 75,000, 10% of 25,000 is what? 10% is what? 10% of 25,000 is 2,500, right? 5% is what? And 1% is what? 250. 5% is what? 125. Okay, you are trading $25,000 and you are risking just $125 for every trade you put. How would you be confident to take trade? If you eat 1%, that's 125, $1,250. Like I don't know what else. Maybe I'm not communicating this thing well enough. I don't really understand. But guys, it is good. I mean, it's perfect. It's good. But if you can't manage your risk, you will find yourself being beaten over and over and over again. You will find yourself being beaten over and over and over again. Risk management is important. It's important. It's really important. That silver trade I dropped, that guy took me out. I entered this day because I know it should sell. And it sold. Like I'm even angry that I mistakenly closed that trade. I'm angry. Where is the guy now? Let me see. See, see. It's still selling. The guy is still selling. I marked this place as my PO high. The guy took me out. When this guy took me out, I knew it was coming this zone. I knew it was coming for this zone. It actually happened. I entered here. I entered here. I entered here. And then I think I got, let me set my trade. I mistakenly closed that trade. So I wrote this from here to this place. I mistakenly closed the trade here. Look at where silver is now. If I'm risking more than I should risk here, I won't re-enter this trade. I won't be able to re-enter. But I know that there's a percentage of my account I am exposing to the market. So there's no challenge. If this guy took me out, fine. If this one takes me out, no one, I know it's coming for this one. It's really painful to see that you guys, oh, Jesus, it's well, it's really well. Let's go to state. So, this is the monthly time frame. And looking at it, high, low, high, of structure here. We should be expecting a sell, a reversal. Coming down to week one, what happened? So you can see high, low, high, low. Market group structure here. This one here. Group structure to the upside. So we're expecting a retest back to either this one or somewhere around here or here. Anyway, what's happening on this? So high, low, high, this type of structure, came back up, high, low, high, both structure, came back up, and then we see a close. This is how this daily candle is closed. How this daily candle is closed. It is that if it closes above here, then we'll be looking out for the buy continuation, because anything any close above here means price still wants to buy more to the upside. So we just look for that and then follow it back up. But whatever makes this guy close below here, and then if this guy close below this way, and then we see a sell set up either on H4, or H2, it will be a good place to sell this guy. So coming down to this liquidity or any of these other blocks below. So let's see what has been happening so far. Let me use it for. So what happened there? Low, high, low, high, because this guy closed below this one. So this is not really this high. This is the next high, then the low, then the high, then the low, then the high, then price came back down to shoot out this liquid. This one, and this one. The price came here, going back to price this one. The price came to this time. I sponsored the break of the candle. I sponsored this every move. Price came back there, and then high, low, high, low, high, low, and then price gave us a bullish movement down to this place. So high, low, this enemy the line chart. This guy high, low, high, low, high, break of structure. Then your feet. What happened there? Why did price come back from? Let me see. It's okay. So price came to feel this imbalance, 50% of the imbalance, and then we saw another uh, another break of structure to the downside, making this our new range. However, anything crazy here based on smart money concept, price came back to this zone because this guy took out this liquidity, took out this liquidity, broke structure to the downside. They go retest, but we saw a sharp retracement into this liquidity zone, and then price gave another bearish move. So high low came back, gave us the price back to this key, and then the price closed below. Price closed below here. So this becomes the new range. This becomes the new what? The new range. So what happened here? Price is take back to 78.6, which happens to be what? Why the price is take back here? This imbalance was huge. I guess price came back to take out this liquidity. Of recent, I've been taking note of liquidity very, very well. Liquidity and imbalances very, very well. I noticed that even when price is moving up structurally, dynamic liquidity is actually a structural movement. Dynamic liquidity. So when you have a good understanding of dynamic liquidity, you will know that that liquidity that price is creating, price will likely break that structure, take out the liquidity, and still move towards the direction of that dynamic liquidity. I don't know whether you guys understand what I'm saying. And still move towards the direction of that liquidity. So price can give a kind of bullish. All these places now, if we check higher time frame, all these places now, there will be a kind of a ranging market. You see what happened there? High, low, high, here, the retracement happened there. So if you are actually focusing on the higher time frame, what happened, you won't get caught up in what happened in that H, H4. So let's see what happened here. I let me use the line chart because of this week. High, low, high. The break of structure happened here. The break of structure happened here. This guy didn't create a new becomes and that was where price came to. High low, didn't create a new high before the break of structure. range and then broke structure. The break of the price came back to that uh, institutional candle that took out this internal liquidity, and then we saw the downward move. So can you see that it was a clear move in the higher time frame, but going back to the lower time frame, you will need a good knowledge of macro and micro structure to interpret what happened here. What happened here? But very clear on the higher time frame. So price gave a bearish move, which gave us a kind of a new range. Price came back to 61.6 and still at imbalance. Yeah, and then price block structure to the downside again. So this becomes the new range. But what happened after this movement? What happened? High, low, high, low, high. This is not a new low. So this still becomes the valid low. Price broke this structure. And this move that happened here, you'll be expecting the price is giving a bearish continuation. Taking a look at what has been happening in the weekly, high, low, high, low, high. You'll be expecting the price to come back to create a new high. The price gave a bullish momentum. Let me go back to my video. Even if you cut this string, you will most likely be taking out somewhere around here. The reason of this move that happened here. This move that happened here is not something new at all. Every trend will surely break at a point. It now depends on when and where. So that a structure broke doesn't mean you are bad. It's just market doing what it is expected to do. Every bearish trend will surely turn to a bullish trend one day. Every bullish trend will surely turn to a bearish trend one day. And what makes it turn is the break of the structure, which is what happened in the weekly. So price broke this structure on the weekly, and we are expecting price to come back down. But let's see the price action of the bullish movement. The price came back to create a low, high, low. Hi, this guy is very, very choppy. Move to it. Really? I low half on this. This is a double top. This what happened here is a ranging whatever, and this guy took out this week. The price book structure here by this move came back to retest. So the swing comes here. Came back to the last bearish candle that sponsored this break of structure, and then came back to retest, give us a new break of structure here. Break of structure here, and then this becomes the new trend. Come please. This becomes the new swing. Let's structure high. Let me see. So this guy created a new high and put this just began. So that's to take out. Didn't even take out this guy. I just first came back to this candle. That was a very, very funny movement. And then a break of structure happened. Having seen that break of structure, this becomes our new interested point. And then, yeah. But then price came down. See exactly what I'm saying. Price created a bearish movement, a bearish dynamic liquidity down here. And see price broke structure to start creating the bullish movement. So when you are seeing this dynamic, when you are seeing this kind of movement, especially with this sharp move, this kind of movement, you should know that it is an attempt to come back to any of these blocks. Come back to this candle or price comes back to this candle. It is actually what happened. And then the bullish move continues. Raised here, broke structure to the upside, came back to retest here, and then reset the structure to the upside again. So this becomes the new structural point. Alright, is then like this guy is really arranging the market, trending but arranging with time. So let's see if we can get a bearish setup. So what happened here? Let me use my line chart. This guy closed above here. So high, low, high, price came back. I just get imbalance here. Yes, price came back to tap the open of the imbalance, created a new high. This becomes a new point of interest, and this becomes our new. What happened? Price came back to this candle. There is a kind of a bullish move and still got structured the downside. Came back to totally fill this imbalance. And then what happened? Price created a new high. Price closed above this last high. Let's see. Price closed above here. So this becomes our new trigger point. When I saw this, I was expecting price to come back to somewhere around here. Thereby taking out these two and filling this imbalance. But then price created a dynamic liquidity down, created a bullish movement and weak out this dynamic liquidity. If price eventually closes, then we'll be looking forward to buy this guy either from here or from this last other block. So it's a very, very tricky criticize action. Any question? So maybe testing session, I would say that if they are not sound structurally, this is not a good access to truth. It's very volatile, can make you money in few minutes and can wreck your account in few minutes. But if you know what you are doing and you are using risk management, you shouldn't wreck your account. You should take advantage of the volatility. You should take advantage of the volatility. Any question, any observation, any addition? Any question, any observation, any addition? Uh, okay. I think our silence means absence of observation, absence of this. Any question? Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. No questions, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Session continues tomorrow. We'll be looking at B5 tomorrow. B5 tomorrow by God's grace. Wishing you all the blessed and super amazing night. So,
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thanks always, sir.